All right, here we go. Going through the book of Galatians. Turn here. Left off in chapter 2. And the theme that runs through, well, all of the New Testament is that it's establishing that we are in a new covenant and we are no longer under the law, under its regulations, under its requirements. And so you will find that in every book in the New Testament. But in chapter 2, let's see, it's verse 16. It says, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Jesus Christ. We have believed in Jesus Christ that we might be justified by the faith of Christ and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. And, you know, he says this, he says, knowing that we're not justified by our works or by the law. And many times in our lives, it's just kind of funny how we will revert back to our own good works, like the things that we did, you know, that would be considered good, or the things that we stayed away from. You know, it's like, well, you know, I don't know, anything. Like I didn't, you know, use profanity or use alcohol or drugs. So therefore I am better than somebody else. And it's not about, that's what Paul is trying to establish, is like, it's really good to have good works, but those do not justify you before God. Like the new covenant is all about receiving. That's all that we can do from Christ, is receive his grace. And when we try to add something to that, that's what the scriptures refer to as works. And so when we try to put our works on his grace, it messes everything up. And so Paul goes through great lengths to try to establish the fact that do not be removed from this gospel, from this good news that you can be seen as righteous before God, as justified before God without any of your own works. And it's so easy for all of us, any of us, to start kind of, you know, putting our little badges on, like, oh, I don't go here, I don't do this, you know, I do this, you know, whatever good work you want to put towards that. And we kind of pride ourselves in that, even as Christians, as believers. And Paul's saying, you got to get rid of that. God's not requiring that of you. And that's a hard pill to swallow, because if you are a believer, you will have good works, but it's not a requirement. And that's kind of the theme of most of the New Testament. So when you read through the book of Galatians, look at how Paul starts. He says, I'm surprised, or I marvel that you're so soon removed from this, from the grace of Christ into another gospel. And everywhere you look, or if you'll start reading this and you'll start looking for it, you will see this theme that it's not about works. You have to get rid of the law, and you have to live by being guided by the Spirit from within. So there we go. There's the little devotional for the day.